All right, everybody, it is time. Our first full walkthrough through one of the new Vendettas, the fifth wheel luxury toy hauler offering from the newest kid on the block, Axiom RV. Welcome, everybody. Josh, the RV nerd of Bish's RV, down here checking out the newest thing available out there. This is a brand new RV manufacturer. My first full depth look at the new Vendetta fifth wheel toy hauler series from Axiom right here. This is the 4250 SP with the side patio. They make this model without the side patio. That's just called the 4250. So it's not technically an option, but you can get it with or without. So in that respect, it kind of feels like an option, but it really needs to be built with or without. So if you're not familiar with them, if you missed our first launch video, here's what you're in for. There's a lot of different involved in this RV. So it is a vacuum laminated structure with double Asdel layering, but they're using a double thick variety of fiberglass that literally can't even be rolled. It's made flat, it's laminated flat. It's an insanely high gloss with its own 3-year warranty. It looks like a paint package, but it's not. That's what's really wild. But they also didn't sticker it up with a bunch of decals, so it doesn't look like a cheap Nike Adidas swoosh thing going on. You have the available midnight package, which basically all of the white that you see pretty much becomes black on the skirt line, and it looks really, really sharp. You can get it again with or without the side patio. They are not using aluminum in these walls. That's one of the reasons this thing is heavy, but it also is turning in, I think they're saying something like 72, 78% stronger vacuum laminated walls. It is a steel framed laminated wall structure, which they're using a low alloy, type of steel with corrosion resistance added to it. It's a very different thing. I've never heard of somebody doing something like this, but that's not all the differences. Like, they're running mini split airs. They have a rear basement mounted generator, so that even on this toy hauler, you have the best in class, as far as I know, largest front storage compartment I've ever seen on a hauler, and a lot more. And right away, I want to begin with one of my favorite things about this RV, the view from the kitchen. Because a lot of RVs, when you're in the kitchen, you're left out of the rest of the entertainment. When I'm in the kitchen, I frankly have probably the best view in the house. The campside window coverage over here is crazy. Now, keep in mind, this whole living room wall over here is one big slide. Now, they also put the entry door in the slide out, which it's not a industry first, but it's on the leading edge of that. But historically, most RV slide systems are not built for you to walk in them while they are retracted. They obviously had to build this differently. This is built, it's a hydraulic rack and pinion slide, but the slide box is built a lot more like a motorhome slide box over there. So if you actually do need to walk through it to get inside to open the stuff up, you can do that. This RV also does have a 3-way slide switch. So you can be outside and open the slide out without needing to step in it. So that's an ability too. And it doesn't look big, but that's a 65-inch smart TV. It's just a monster of an RV. But look at the white box right above it. That's a mini split system. You'll find, 2 or 3 of those? 3, I think. One in the garage, one in the living room, one in the bedroom area of this RV. Vastly more energy efficient and quieter system than most industry standard air conditioning units. Now, this fireplace, although it is also massive, is pretty much the same BTUs of output, and I like how they put the fuse box and everything right down where it's very easy to get to. Now, the windows that you can reach easily have the integrated shades. The windows that you can't reach have a remote control, and they are remote control operated power drop blackout window shades. Also, look in that slide box. The beam lighting indirectly accented on the inside of the slide box. It just looks Tron cool to me. Just as an 80s kid, loving how Tron had all those neon colored outlines. Dude, kids nowadays don't even understand. When Tron came out, it was like when The Matrix came out. It blew people's minds. If it weren't for Tron, we wouldn't have the Matrix, guys. There's more seating in this RV than any other rig I think I've seen, other than the Imperium, which, if you like this floor plan but you don't care about a 14.5-foot garage on the back, then you want to look at the Imperium 2900. It's basically the same RV without the garage, but both of them have this. It's interesting. It's a very sturdy but free floating table and 4 floating stools. And if you want to, you can push that down. It's on a telescopic leg that can lock down, and it's very stable. But you could make it a coffee table, or you could totally take it outside. You could take it out on the rear ramp. Oh, that would be really cool on the rear ramp. Oh, that would be so cool. But you have a quadruple recliner right here. And then we have a quintuple recliner over here. This has 9 reclining theater seats. That's insane. But if the RV's big enough, and frankly, people are going to want to come over to this thing, you might be entertainment party central in this thing in a way that most people could never imagine. That is a GE Profile Energy Star rated refrigerator. It is a residential refrigerator, but this will factory standard have a 2,000 watt inverter to keep that operating in transit. So little thing to keep in mind there. This area back here is very similar, but not exactly identical to the Imperium, because we do have that huge loft up there. I'm going to try to give you just a quick peek at that in a second. But on the way through, it has this big old thumping portable Bluetooth. I mean, when I say portable Bluetooth speaker, I think of something handheld, not something that's so large that it has its own wheels. It's crazy. It's super fun. It's super crazy. And I see the same things all day, every day. When I get to see something like this, I just have fun. I just get excited. I'm cheesing for a reason. Now, down here below the sink, it's just a big, wide open space. I would say that would be perfect for waste baskets, but you're going to see in a second, you don't even need to do that. If these doors are all soft close, by the way. These drawers are very deep. They are also soft close if I actually get it closed far enough. Dishwasher, factory standard down here. Larger GE Profile, like kind of household style, almost like a residential stove and oven. Not technically, because then it wouldn't meet RVIA code, but very, very darn similar effectively. And then just everywhere that they could. Anywhere that they could, they utilize space to maximize storage. Now, some of this stuff is really tall. Some of the stuff you might need like a step stool to get up to it. Like for example, if I back up, they put full storage overhead through the slide above the sofa. But I mean, the slides are so tall, just being real, you're probably, like, I would have to stand on the sofa, and I'm over 6 foot tall. If you're shorter than me, you're going to need a serious borderline ladder to get up there, but they didn't waste it. You know, they did something with it instead of just wasting it. And then over here, they made this adjustable so that you can convert this into whatever you would like. I also love how they displayed the little wireless charger over here, because to me, that's exactly what I would use this space for. That would be my device charge station. I think that's a perfect location. This is also all solid surface countertop space here. But essentially, if it's at your waist or lower, they have this policy of making some of these drawers, which I really, really like. And then you've got, of course, the double wastebasket down here. So whether that's, you know, trash and recycling or double garbage, it's whatever you want it to be. And that's kind of the thing with this RV. It's whatever you want it to be. Now, looking at the loft here real quick, there won't be much to see. It looked like it's basically just a mattress up here. I have a feeling, I bet north of 90% of people won't use this as a sleeper. I bet most people will use this as storage. Now, here's a really funny thing. Ooh, I was not expecting that rubberized coin flooring up here. That is really, really cool. But anyway, I think most people are going to use this just as general cargo space. Something I noticed is it says that this upper area has like a 500-pound cargo rating, but keep in mind the ladder itself has a 300-pound rating. So if you're a bigger person, you're gonna have to go up in 2 shifts. We will, I tell you what, we'll come back to the garage in just a minute. I want to work my way forward here first and foremost. Something that's easy to miss is this is essentially, whether it's extra bathroom storage or expanded closet space. We're gonna come back to this over here. Tell you what, let's go ahead and hit the bedroom first. We're gonna begin with, as far as I know, the industry's largest windshield in a towable RV. It's massive. One of the very few options available on this RV is the washer dryer side-by-side setup that you're looking at right there. And if you look at the solid surface counter above it, it makes like a perfect laundry station. Like you have a place to pull laundry out, fold it, organize it, all right there, which is very cool. Also, take a look at this. I'm going to flip the camera around. The height in this upper deck is incredible. Like, you can't even see my hand. Let me back the camera. Look at, I'm probably representing 6'2" on camera to the top of my peach fuzz. And the bathroom is even taller still. But another thing I'll mention, the RV's got a lot of steps. Now, to be fair, they're smaller steps. They went with 4 little steps instead of 3 big steps, so keep that in mind. You've got that power tilt incline RV king bed over there, and as I spin my way around, it feels like the TV is kind of lost in a cave back here, but when you realize that the bed is straight across from it, it's fine. I don't think that's a problem whatsoever, at least not in my book. But my book and your book aren't necessarily the same, and that's okay. Different strokes, different folks, all those kind of statements and phrases. I wanted to, when I first walked in my first Axiom RV, which was an Imperium, the non-toy hauler version of this thing, I wanted to criticize them for not having enough closet space, because when I'm in an RV this big, that some people are definitely going to full-time in, and I see 2 decent but not massive closet spaces, I felt a little underwhelmed. But then I remembered you have this full upper deck super slide, basically. So you have an entire like third more storage out here, basically in the hallway. And look at the size of these drawers. When I say full extension, I mean they extended them fully. Those drawers completely can encompass the entire hallway. These things are huge. But real quick, remember mini splits. You've got like a dedicated one just up here into this room, and they've got them run. This one's not running, but they're working. They're working well. I'm starting to understand the hype. I never really got the hype about mini splits until I started experiencing them, and now I'm sort of on the camp of everybody else of why hasn't the industry adopted more of these? Probably because it's harder. Probably because it's not as easy. That doesn't mean it's worse, though. Great space around that toilet. I have no notes there. I think that's perfectly fine. And remember when I was standing in the bedroom and I mentioned it's even taller in the bathroom? Take a look at this. Look at the left side of the screen. Look at the room I have above me standing there. I'm not a giant, but I'm not small. And notice how they don't have a skylight and they don't have a ceiling vent. They have a side mount vent. That eliminates holes in the roof. That eliminates thermal gaps. They have full insulation in the roof now. They have fewer potential leak points. That's another benefit of those mini splits. You don't have air conditioners on the roof potentially causing seal and or leak points. There's, like I said, I'm starting to get the deal with the mini splits here. Now, I found the road mode of this one far more convoluted and potentially difficult than I was necessarily expecting. You have to really move everything around, and it is recommended. The best practice is probably to have those steps folded up when you close that slide. Normally, that would be difficult because usually the control panel is up in that area. But in this instance, the control panel is actually back here. So your half bathroom entry door will actually be, more than likely, your primary travel stop bathroom. I didn't think so. So we're gonna, the bathroom, basically the entire living area is non-functional while the slides are closed. For some people, that's a major problem. I just want to put it out there and let you know what's what and who's who. So speaking of half bathrooms, that's what this little critter over here is, but theirs operates a little differently from the others that I've seen out there in the marketplace. Like, I don't think the swinging door portion is exactly earth-shattering, but I noticed this is actually just on a sliding track system, which is interesting. Now, the entry door here is in the half bath on the 4250 SP. And to do the little toilet selfie champion routine so you can see the space, I found it really tight on my right elbow. I'm hoping they can adjust that. I don't know what opportunities exist below the skin there. So we are looking at the 4250 SP side patio right now. This wall will look a little bit different between the SP and the standard 4250. So here is what it looks like in the standard 4250, not the 4250 SP. So the door moves and you actually expand this window a little bit. They also move the entertainment a little bit around, but essentially the biggest difference is just whether it does or doesn't have a side patio. So jumping back and forth, a little bit of AB magic footage for you here. Now, I thought it was interesting. They wanted you to have a little area to kind of wash your hands here. So they gave you like almost a truck camper style folding half bath that you notice. Now, this is also something I've not seen someone else really do in a hauler. I've seen these flirted with here and there, but this is a power Eurobunk. It works very similar to the conventional Happy Jack bed lift systems that you see out there in the industry. So you've got this lower bench that comes, you can bring just the lower sofa down if you want. You have that ability. Or you can bring down the extra long lower sofa and the top, I think, queen bed if you want to. But it's on this, it's basically, it looks like seatbelt material, Eurobunk style material. So it doesn't go all the way across. And that allows them to put the entertainment center here. Now, the thing's up there really high. Thankfully, it is on a drop-down swing arm TV mount. So if you want to, you can. Now, again, the max length dimension on this thing is 14.5 feet of potential loading space. And if I'm going to be stupidly picky, if I'm going to be first world probleming this sucker, I like the tie-down system that they have. They have one on the left, one on the right. I want one in the middle. I personally want a third one of those just for the extra security. It just feels correct to me. Now you've got that 3-piece easy walk-through 3-season screen door, but the SP, the side patio here, you're giving up probably about 5 inches, about 9 if you ask most guys, but about 5 inches right there of garage depth. But this is wide body, so you're already making up for more of that. This should be able to fit, as far as I can tell, pretty much any side-by-side ATV. And if you watch my videos, you know I always feel one thing. When you walk out on these patios and you look out, you always feel like, behold, peasants, I have emerged, gaze upon me. That right there, that's the Imperium. Basically same RV without the 14.5-foot garage on the back, which, yeah, we've also got the rear patio to go yet. I will say, again, this is just my personal opinion, I do prefer the side mount rear deck steps as opposed to off the back, just because this RV is already so long that, frankly, just you have to take special route planning and you have to go to specific fueling stations, and there's some campsites you're not going to be able to visit just because of the size of this. So extending it out even further only complicates the matter. All right, let's get this right out of the way. When we start talking towing, if you are not considering pairing this up with at least a dually, you are, I feel, absolutely out of your mind. Anything less than that, you are out of your mind. This is big truck country, absolutely, positively. Now, I want to clarify, I mentioned this when the video began, but a couple things here. There's 2 Vendetta 4250s. This is the 4250 SP. side patio. You probably don't have to think real long and hard how they came up with that model designator. And then we have just the 4250, no side patio. That's what we're looking at right now. They're the exact same RV. Now you might be noticing how the skirt line changed from white to black on this one. That is the available midnight package. They couldn't decide if they wanted to be black and white or just straight stealth fighter jet black. So basically, they let you decide. Now let's start talking some structure and mechanicals, because that's where this thing is definitely different from the industry standard. As I mentioned when the video began, it is a steel framed vacuum laminated sidewall with a higher grade fiberglass and double Asdel layering, so like not wood walls. Now you start hearing steel. My initial thought immediately was, is that going to rust and corrode out? They are using a low alloy steel with a corrosion resistant additive applied to it. And to be fair, there's not a lot of easy access for moisture to get into those walls. Will it be a long-term problem? Real talk. I don't know. This is new. I've never seen anyone do something like this. As far as I know, there's no historical data for something like this. I know that there are aluminum over steel horse trailers, though. Living quarter horse trailers sometimes. This is something that in my history, we used to actually have a couple of them on the channel here, where it has a steel frame and an aluminum skin. And I know that those could hold up long term. So makes me think that there's definite possibility here. But real talk, it's different. I don't know. And I don't know that anyone really does. That's just being real with you. Your upper deck slides are slim rack slide systems. Your lower slides are all going to be in a hydraulic rack and pinion. You've got the touring coil ground suspension and the Kurt Helix pin box, which is like a pin box version of the touring coil system, both of which transfer a lot less stress into your chassis. We are, of course, full observation camera suite prepped and ready. And this right here was something that they just kind of, this isn't part of the RV, it's just an idea they had. Because of their build and their design, they're like taller right here than everyone else. And they realized that they had room to like literally put a swing. And that was a couple of the guys that kind of are starting and launching the company, one of which, the fellow in the black shirt when the video began was AJ Jones, the actual president and founder of Axiom RV. And I don't know if you noticed, just being real about this, those were two good-sized boys. And they, you know, it's not like they were tiptoeing it. They were just swinging on there. It held them just fine. Now look at this. You're probably used to seeing a big fifth wheel storage compartment like this. Well, a big front storage compartment, but not on a toy hauler. Normally, you have a big front generator eating a bunch of this up. And we don't have that here. It's all just wide open. You see the little rainbow switch that will let you control all of your outside lighting, including the belted skirt lighting right here. But what's really cool is not only can you control the pulse and the color, the moment you plug it into your truck, it will immediately detect it's plugged into the vehicle and change to DOT orange. And if you flick on your turn signal, that entire belt line accent light will blink with your turn signal. That's like a 40-foot long turn signal. If somebody doesn't see that this thing's about to change lanes, I don't know how their insurance company could ever blame you. Now, again, it is very interesting having the entry door be mounted in the slide. One of the things that we've already discovered is that if somebody moves the slide while the steps are down, you could, I don't know, maybe mess something up. So what they're probably going to do is see if they can get some wheels put on the bottom of those so that you could actually leave the steps down and roll the slide open and closed. And this is the split part of one of the mini splits right here. When we get around the back, you'll also see the generator is basically almost like rear underfloor mounted. It's very different, very interesting. We have H-rated radial tires. You have the anti-lock brake and electronic sway system, both factory standard here. Plus, again, the touring coil suspension package, giving you just a smoother ride all the way through. Now, if you look over here, that's actually the generator right down there, guys. I get that it's completely unlike anything we are accustomed to whatsoever in the industry. Now, I like that it keeps it out of the way. I will say this, if you need to service that generator, it's gonna not be fun. So know that I'm always trying to be fair. You do have a gas grill quick connect down here as well. Of course, you've got the the full easy entry 3 seasons. Sure, yep, seasons patio screen door and wall, power rear awning over here. You notice too, you also have the Girard armless awnings all the way around. So it's just less they have to fight with. It allows them to put bigger awnings in areas that a standard awning just simply would not fit, because the awning arms would potentially fight with something else potentially, and you can eliminate that. There's another one of those little mini split sections right there. We have a powered cord reel. So 12 volt powered, extend and retract that big, heavy 50 amp cord reel. And I think this is dual 30 gallon fuel cells. Let me see if I can pop this open. Yes. Yep, it is. Dual 30 gallon fuel cells right there. So if you want to put something higher octane in for your toys, but still be able to power that generator, you could absolutely do that. It is ladder prepped. If you look at the back upper corner, it's black on black, but you can see the bracket there. I haven't actually seen the ladder with the RV. That feels like a little bit of an oversight in my personal nerdy opinion. I think that if you're going to come out with an RV and tell me that I'm responsible for maintaining stuff on the roof, but not give me a way to get up there, I have problems with that myself. But keep in mind, they basically have that, what they're calling clean roof system, where they don't have skylights, they don't have vents, they've only got a couple sewer pipes popping up through that roof membrane. There is very little in the way of sealant up on the roof line right here. Less than almost any RV I think I could ever imagine, actually. So let me know what you think of this thing. Is this awesome? Is this what you've been waiting for? Do you hate it? Whatever the feedback is, leave me a note. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And any feedback you want to give to the factory, they've made it very clear. They are watching these videos to know what people are looking for, so they know what to evolve, what new floor plans, what features to come out with. So any and all feedback is welcome. No bad opinions. If you don't like something, that's fine. If you would explain why, so they know what to do better, that'd be great. I will drop you links in the description to double check pricing and availability over on our website. And short of that, thank you again, everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.